The Rookie is packed with action, but some deaths changed everything, breaking hearts, shocking fans, and rewriting the whole story. Today, I'm going to go over every killed off character and then rank them based on how much their deaths rocked the show. And trust me, even hardcore fans might be surprised who made the list. Captain Zoe Anderson was the kind of boss that you wish you had. Firm, fair, and always ready to step up for her team. From day one, she commanded respect at Mid-Wilshire, holding the rookies to high standards, but never throwing them under the bus. She even backed Nolan when others doubted him, earning trust from both the cast and fans. But then came Season 1, Episode 16, Green Light. What started as a seemingly routine call turned into one of the show's most heart-stopping moments. Captain Zoe Anderson is taken hostage by Col Midas, leader of the Southern Front.
Yeah, I'd heard that you were dumb, but it is shocking to see it in person.
Dumb?
Dumb.
Most viewers thought, it's the captain, she'll get out. Of course. Nope. After a tense escape attempt in a pool, Midas cold-bloodedly executes her. The camera then lingers as Nolan desperately tries to revive her. The shock hits like a gut punch. And this wasn't just a random death to raise the stakes. Zoe's loss was a turning point. The station lost its anchor, the rookies lost their protector. Nolan especially was hit hard. Anderson believed in him when nobody else did, and suddenly, his greatest supporter was gone. The rest of the squad had to grow up fast. Fans online were stunned. It became one of the most talked about moments of Season 1, and it changed how everyone watched the show. If they could kill off Zoe Anderson, literally anyone could be next. After Zoe, every episode felt a little more dangerous, a little less predictable. Her death didn't just break hearts, it broke the safe zone of the show and set the stage for every shock to come. That's why, on this list, Captain Anderson ranks as changed everything. Jackson West started out as the good kid rookie. The guy who always followed the rules, tried to impress his dad, and low-key stressed out more than anyone else at Mid-Wilshire. As the series went on, he grew from anxious perfectionist to a genuinely brave cop. And by Season 3, he was definitely a fan favourite. But then came the gut punch. Season 4, Episode 1, Life and Death. Instead of easing us into the new season, the rookie kicked things off immediately by killing off Jackson. And not with some dramatic standoff or heroic sacrifice. Nah. He's taken hostage by Lathier's men, and just like that, Jackson is shot and killed off screen with only a small bit of CCTV footage to confirm the kill, so we never get our hopes up for his return. For a lot of fans, this was one of the show's most controversial moves. Jackson was supposed to be the heart of the rookie crew, and suddenly, he's just gone. The squad is shattered. Lucy Chen, his closest friend, is traumatized, and even Tim Bradford, who never shows emotion, is visibly shaken. The energy at Mid-Wilshire shifts overnight. Jackson's absence hangs over every episode for the rest of the season.
I know I'm lucky right now. Can't imagine going in and not seeing your smile or hearing your voice.
Behind the scenes, the real reason for his death was that actor Titus Macon Jr. decided to leave the show. Online fans were absolutely outraged, sad, and let's be real, still arguing about it. But you can't deny that Jackson's death was a complete game changer. And that is why Jackson West ranks as changed everything. His death hit like a truck and left a hole in the show that nothing has just quite filled. Alright, let's talk about the character who probably gave everyone nightmares, Caleb Wright. Now, if you're a Lucy Chen fan, you already know where this is headed, and to be fair, you might want to close your eyes for this one. Caleb wasn't just a villain, he was Rosalyn Dyer's apprentice, and honestly, her most terrifying short-lived legacy.
Climb in.
I'm not getting in there.
They all say that, and then they all get in.
In Season 2, he infiltrated Lucy's life, posed as a good guy, and then snatched Lucy, burying her alive in a barrel in the desert. Let's be honest, Caleb's whole storyline was peak anxiety. That rescue scene with Nolan and the team racing against the clock felt like a horror movie, not a cop show. And when the team finally found Lucy, barely alive, Nyla shoots Caleb to save her. It wasn't just a win for the team, it was the definition of thank goodness for main character plot armor. But Caleb's death did a lot more than just end a terrifying arc. For Lucy, it was trauma that changed her forever. Her resilience, her attitude on the job, and even her relationships with everyone at Mid-Wilshire. This wasn't just another villain of the week. Caleb was proof that the show could get very dark and very gritty very quickly when it wanted to. And fans still talk about that buried alive storyline as one of the most intense in the entire series. And it's a big reason why Lucy became one of the most toughest, most relatable characters on TV. And that is why Caleb Wright ranks as set up new problems. His death wasn't just about ending a nightmare, it changed the way Lucy and all of us watched the show. La Fiera, real name Sandra De La Cruz, wasn't your typical TV cartel boss. She was ruthless, calculating, and managed to be terrifying and weirdly charismatic at the same time. So, actually she was exactly like your typical TV cartel boss. Introduced in season 3, she quickly became Angela Lopez's biggest nightmare and the main villain for almost 2 seasons. La Fiera ran the Los Angeles drug trade with an iron fist, but what made her storyline so wild was how personal it got. After her son Diego was killed by a rival cartel leader's son, La Fiera went on a revenge rampage that led to a tangled web of kidnappings, near misses, and some of the tensest showdowns in The Rookie. The peak of her villain arc? Season 4, Episode 1, Life and Death. She kidnaps Angela Lopez, holds her hostage in Guatemala, and literally tries to force her to give birth in captivity.
If you cause trouble, Dr. Morales will put you into a twilight sleep and you will spend the next 3 months as an incubator. Not even conscious when your baby comes.
Angela, being Angela, obviously isn't having it. And in an intense fight, Lopez manages to turn the tables and shoot La Fiera, ending her reign for good. La Fiera's death wasn't just another bad guy bites the dust moment. It changed everything for Lopez, giving her a new edge and a fresh list of enemies. The fallout from La Fiera's cartel war rippled through the squad and the city, raising the stakes for everyone involved. And that's why Sandra De La Cruz, La Fiera, lands as a big story twist. Her death wrapped up 2 seasons of chaos and pushed Angela Lopez from tough detective to full-on legend. Jason Weiler is the kind of ex you hope your friends never meet. Except Bailey Noon wasn't so lucky. He was obsessed, unpredictable, and let's be real, the human version of a body Yelp review. By season 7, episode 5, Till Death, Jason decides stalking isn't enough. So he kidnaps Bailey and kicks off one of the most stressful episodes of the season. But this isn't Bailey's first rodeo. She fights him off and escapes, proving once again that nobody messes with her and walks away unscathed.
Oh, God! She broke my arm!
But here's where it gets even juicier. Bailey knows that Jason's not just going to give up, so she does what any resourceful TV heroine might. She teams up with cartel hitman Malvado to settle the score once and for all. In classic Rookie style, just as John Nolan is about to swoop in for the dramatic arrest, Malvado shows up and ends Jason's chaos for good. Timing, right? It's not exactly a storybook ending, more like a wow, did that just happen moment, but for Bailey it's the end of a nightmare. But Nolan, just another day where his personal life somehow turns into an action movie. That's why Jason Weiler lands as important but not huge. He might not be the biggest bad the show's ever seen. When it comes to exes, he's proof that sometimes the past just won't stay buried. Nick Armstrong was the cop that you wanted on your side. Until, you know, he wasn't.
You can't be faithful to a girl. You can't be faithful to an oath or a badge.
Lucy!
What kind of sloppy protocols is Armstrong teaching you?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
For 2 seasons, Armstrong came across as the good guy, the mentor, the steady hand you'd always trust with your rookie mistakes. Then, the rookie did what it does best, and it flipped the entire script and turned him into the ultimate, oh no, not him, twist villain. Armstrong's downfall starts when his ties to the Armenian mob come to light. Turns out, he'd been playing both sides for years, driven by a desperate need to cover his wife's medical bills. And yeah, maybe a bit of self-preservation. The betrayal stings, not just for Nolan and Harper, but for everyone who thought Armstrong was the last person to break bad. The drama hit its peak in the season 3 premiere, Consequences. Armstrong, with the Armenian mafia at his back, lures Nolan to a junkyard for a final showdown. His plan? Kill Nolan and cover his tracks for good. But in true rookie fashion, the tables turn very fast and the mafia betrays Armstrong. And in the chaos of a shootout, he's killed, taking all of his lovely little secrets to the grave. Fans were split, to say the least. Some felt sorry for him, others couldn't really believe, the complete flip from trusted mentor to full-on villain. And I actually made a full-on video on how the rookie completely ruined Armstrong's character, if you want to check it out. But there's no doubt his story shook up the show's trust factor and forced Nolan and the squad to question everything. Armstrong's betrayal was a bombshell that detonated trust throughout the department and changed the way everyone viewed their partners. That's why Nick Armstrong sits at big story twist. His fall from grace left a crater in the squad and made sure nobody watching the rookie ever trusted a smiley mentor again.
The way I see it, I am here to help you, not the other way around. And if that doesn't win you over, I have 5 dozen of the finest donuts in the break room. That's all I'm saying.
Rosalyn Dyer isn't just the villain, she is the villain. From her first appearance, she made very clear it wasn't like these other criminals in the rookie's world. Rosalyn was cunning, twisted, and had a knack for getting under everyone's skin, especially John Nolan and Lucy Chen. Over multiple seasons, she masterminded one psychological game after another, taunting the cops, orchestrating murders from behind bars, and making sure her shadow loomed over every case she touched. If there was ever a character who made you check your locks before bed, it was Rosalyn. The wildest part, even after getting caught, she just kept winning.
You can't keep getting away with this!
Rosalyn played mind games with the squad for years, forcing Nolan and Lucy to relive their worst fears over and over again. Her most infamous move was orchestrating Lucy's abduction in season 2, an event that changed Lucy forever and made fans genuinely nervous every time Rosalyn's name came up. But it all comes to a head in season 5. In a dramatic showdown, Rosalyn is finally cornered. She tries to outsmart the team one last time, but this time, her luck runs out. After years of torment, Nolan refuses to kill her, but instead arrest her, only to moments later be shot dead by one of her acolytes on her own orders. And even though she was a great villain, for the first time in a long while, the squad could finally breathe easy. Rosalyn's death wasn't just the end of a criminal mastermind. It was the end of an era of fear for the squad. For Lucy, Nolan, and everyone at Mid-Wilshire, it meant the nightmares could finally fade. That's why Rosalyn Dyer lands big story twist. Her reign as the rookie's ultimate villain raised the stakes for everyone, and when she finally fell, you could almost hear fans sigh with relief. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked that, I really think you'd like this other rookie video I made.